Hello, brothers and sisters. Hey, thanks for joining me again. I know I've been doing a lot of Charlie Kirk content, but I wanted to get back to some British content for my free speech UK style because I love that. That's actually my favorite thing to do stories on because it's just so crazy, so ludicrous. There's an English comedian in the news, and her name is Katie Hopkins. I'd give her a like and a subscribe if I were you. Go out and look at her content. She's funny. And she's been a very vocal critic of the government for years, since before COVID. And then during the COVID lockdowns, she went crazy on them. And so she's definitely an enemy of the state right now because she's so critical of them. Because of that, the left has been trying to cancel her for a while. They've actually done some of the same tactics that they invented at universities in America, where because protests were going to happen outside of the venues, they kicked her out of a few venues and wouldn't let her do her comedy act. Again, she's a comedian. So this has happened to her a few times. And she's got to be careful with what she says. Well, recently she came out and went public that she faces arrest. And she hasn't been arrested yet, but the threat of it is hanging over her for something she said. So let's see what Katie says about all of this. And this will be short. I've got 2 video clips of her where she talks about it. So let's see what's going on in the United Kingdom, where Keir Starmer says that we've had free speech for a very long time and it'll continue to be a very long time. So what do you think of this free speech UK style?
It's Tuesday the 5th of August here at Exeter Police Station, and I, Katie Hopkins, state as follows. I have attended this interview under protest as I was threatened with arrest if I did not attend. I consider this interview and the police investigation to be an unlawful interference with my right to freedom of expression pursuant to Article 10 ECHR Human Rights Act 1998. I reserve my position in respect of any actions I choose to take, including but not limited to a formal complaint and claim for damages against Devon and Cornwall Police. I run a comedy pub night called the Katie's Arms, live on my Instagram at 8 p.m. on Fridays for 30 minutes. I started the Katie's Arms during the idiocy of COVID lockdowns in order to help people struggling with their mental health. The Katie's Arms is now an international community of people wanting others to live their best life, laughing with me and at me. My audience choose to join me on my Instagram channel live. If anyone was offended, that is their choice. I do not republish or upload this content. It is ridiculous that my comedic speech is subject to a criminal investigation, and as such, my presence here is ridiculous. I will not answer any questions. And that was my statement to Devon and Cornwall Police today.
So it appears that Katie showed up for her quote-unquote voluntary interview, but then didn't answer any questions, just so she wouldn't be arrested. It's crazy to me to see comedians who are online doing a jokey show at the Katie's Arms or whatever it was, threatened with arrest for something they said as jokes on there. Does that not seem odd? And as she said, nobody makes you watch her show. It's not like it's going out over the public airwaves on the BBC. You actually have to go and watch it. And if you don't like it, you can turn it off. That's what I always say here. If you don't like me, don't watch me. What's the problem? Lots of people don't like me. So what did she actually say? She's probably been cautioned here and is not allowed to say what it was that she said. But I really want to know what she said. Must have been horrible, right? She seems to be on holiday here in America right now. And it looks like she went on Roseanne Barr's podcast. And it seems she told Roseanne what got her into all this bother. What was it that was so hateful and bad that she said? Well, let's watch it and let's see. So here's a clip from the Roseanne Barr podcast that I found.
Fucking get back here, you cripple spastic. I'm a proper spaz.
And actually, it's the last thing I got hauled into the police station for in the UK just before I got here. I was told I would either be arrested or I had to turn up for interview under caution, was because on my Katie's Arms, my pub, where I just, let rip, whatever, I called myself a spaz. And I got arrested effectively by British
Jesus
police because
Christ.
that's offensive.
Jesus.
It's
What a horrible
demonic.
Yeah, I'm waiting to find out if I'm going to be charged against the Online Communications Act for calling myself a spaz.
I'm so terrified of going to the UK.
So threatened with arrest, according to Katie, for calling herself a spastic or a spaz. Is that free speech, Steer Karma style? That's free speech UK style if I've ever heard it. I've called people a lot worse than that on this show. I better call my solicitor before I go back to the UK and go undercover. If she got cautioned and a voluntary interview and a threat of arrest for saying she herself was a spaz on a private channel, I've done far worse. It's crazy. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Is this okay? Should you not be able to call somebody a spaz? I call people spaz all the time. Well, no, I don't. I call them retards. That spaz has kind of gone out of favor in the U.S. And and so all of my family in Scotland, they like to call people the see you next Tuesday. Is that okay? Can you say that? I'm not going to say that because YouTube probably won't like it if I actually say it. But I've seen people on YouTube and Twitter saying that all the time because that's just normal bar conversation in Scotland. So is that okay? I've seen people getting arrested for loving bacon. I've seen people arrested for calling the police Muppets. This is right up there with those. So no, in the UK, there is no free speech in the UK. Katie is someone who's critical of the government. All these hate speech laws that they're using are really policing speech that the government doesn't like. Government wants to have open borders and let all these migrants in. So if you talk bad about it, they give you the jail. You're not allowed to talk bad about migrants. So that's what it is. It's pure and simple censorship by the government. People in the UK, you guys need to wake up. You need to vote in politicians that will stop this nonsense before you have no rights left. I just saw everyone's getting an online ID. I'll probably do another story on that. I did one when they were just talking about it. But now that Starmer has said that they're actually going to do it, I'll probably do another story about it. Because how will they use that to take away people's rights? Bit by bit, the government of the UK is taking away your rights, and you're letting them. Let me know what you think about this in the comments, and like and subscribe if you do. If you don't like it, don't watch it. Thanks, bye.